everyone, I'm Jung Son, and I'm studying in the Public Administration track and the Law and Policy track. Today, I would like to share a personal story, a story of growth that might feel familiar to some of you. I want to speak honestly about how I found my path through different programs at Hansung University, how I fell down, and how I was able to stand up again. My story began in one class. The class was called Policy Science for Leaders. To be honest, when I first entered university, I did not really know what I truly wanted. Like many other students, my goal was simple: get good grades, graduate, and move on. I thought that was enough, but in that class, something changed. The professor taught us how public policy can change real people's lives. I learned that policy is not just theory or complicated words in a textbook. Policy can become real support for people who need help, and it can improve society in practical ways. While listening to those lessons, I felt my heart beat faster. For the first time, I felt interested in public service in a serious way. Because I was so motivated, I studied harder than usual. I reviewed the lectures, took notes carefully, and tried to understand the meaning behind each topic. And then I received my first A+ in university. It may sound like a small thing, but for me, it was a turning point. I felt like I had achieved something important. More than the grade itself, it gave me a message. I can do anything, and if I try. That confidence became the start of my dream. After that experience, my confidence pushed me out of the classroom. I started participating in different non-academic programs offered by Hansung University, especially field trip programs. I wanted to see what public service looks like in real life, not only in books. One of the field trips I joined was to the High Court. Watching judges work in person was a powerful experience. Everything felt serious and professional. I could see that their decisions could affect people's lives. Another field trip was to a fire station. There, I saw urgent and intense since firefighters preparing for emergencies and protecting citizens safely. It was different from anything I had seen before. It was not just a job, it was a responsibility. Those field trips gave me strong motivation. I kept thinking, I want to be part of that world. I want to do work that helps people and supports society. It was not just admiration, it became a real goal. I also joined an event called Administrative Night. At that event, I could meet professors and seniors, including alumni who were already working in the field. Listening to their stories helped me imagine my future more clearly. Their advice was practical, not just ideal. They talked about real difficulties, real preparation, and real life as public workers. Those conversations helped me build confidence again, and they also helped me shape my identity. I started to think seriously about my kind of civil servant I wanted to become. Finally, I made a big decision. I decided to take a leave of absence for 2 years and focus only the civil service exam. I believed that if I worked hard enough, I could reach my goal. At that time, I was full of passion and hope. However, reality was not as bright as my passion. I studied for 2 years, but the result was failure. I did not pass the exam. It is difficult to explain how I felt. It was not just disappointment. It felt like my time, effort, and confidence all collapsed at once. When I returned to school after the leave, my heart felt broken. I looked fine on the outside, but inside I felt heavy and tired. After coming back, I had to take my major classes again. And at the same time, I wanted to prepare for the exam again. Balancing both was exhausting. My body was tired, but my mind was even more tired. Negative thoughts came to be again and again. I kept thinking, maybe I can't do it, or maybe I am not good enough. Even when I sat at my desk, it was hard to focus. Sometimes I opened my books, but nothing stayed in my mind. The pressure was always there, and it made me more anxious. At that moment, a program at Hansung University reached out to me, the Learning Consulting Program. To be honest, when I first went there, I was not sure. I did not expect much. I thought it might just be a place that tells students to study harder or gives simple schedules. But it was different from what I expected. The consultant teacher did not only talk about study skills, she also cared about my feelings. She listened carefully to my story, my failure, my fear, my anxiety, and my situation. She did not judge me. She did not make me feel small. She helped me understand why I was feeling so unstable and why I could not concentrate. That we worked together to make a realistic study routine that suited me. It was not a perfect plan, and it was not extreme. It was a plan I could actually follow. The consultant helped me organize my time and set small goals. She also helped me recognize my bad habits and slowly fix them. But the most important part was her attitude. Instead of saying, "Just study," she respected my emotions. When I blamed myself, she helped me stop and breathe. When I felt lost, she encouraged me. Her warm words made a real difference. They helped me stand up again. Through that process, I realized something. Sometimes what we need is not only more effort, but also the right support. When someone listens to you seriously and helps you build a plan that fits your life, you can move again, even after a failure. Now, I am working toward my dream again. I am still preparing, and I still have difficult days, but I am not as impatient or anxious as I used to be. I learned that failure does not always mean the end. Sometimes failure becomes the foundation for growth. In conclusion, Hansung University gave me a dream through a class. It allowed me to experience that dream through field trip programs and events. And when I failed, it became a safety net through the Learning Consulting Program. So I want to ask you one thing. Are you standing at the edge of failure right now? If you are, please don't worry alone. Don't carry everything by yourself. Look around. Our campus has many programs and people who are ready to help. If you reach out and take their hand, you can stand up again. Thank you for listening.